In the weeks and the months ahead, we are going to be faced with many decisions concerning re entry into campus life. The when, the how, the where, what's different in the short term, and what has changed forever. Our church family will increasingly be looking to us for leadership, vision, answers as various parts of our country and state begin to reopen. There are likely three different categories which we all fall into. The first one is those of us who cannot understand why we are not opening up sooner. Those of us who are cautious and yet the idea of meeting at some point in the future. Those of us who will not be comfortable for a very long time to be around crowds or maybe even ever till this COVID 19 is past us. We know that some research out there done by Glue shows that 11% are not coming back till COVID 19 is over. In order to make these decisions that will need to be made by our pastors, our staff, our elders, our ministry partners, and our volunteers, in the future, we are establishing some strategic values and principles to help us, inform us, and guide us in this strategic decisions that need to be made. We know that some churches will open up their doors sooner than others as they feel God is leading them. We will not open for regular service until we are able to give you our best. And under strict guidelines, we are not able to give you what we do best, and that's an atmosphere that we have worked very hard here at Knott Avenue of creating, and that's family. We, however, will have some plans to help ease us back into it as the summer begins to approach us. So be looking out for those. As those develop, we will let you know. We value your opinion, and that is why you will be receiving an email this afternoon with a survey that we want you to take part in that will help us in the decisions that we will have to make as a church as we begin to explore returning back to campus life.
Hey, church family. As Pastor Edgar just got done talking about, he mentioned returning, reopening. But one of the things I want to let you guys know is KACC has never closed because ministry here is still happening. And truthfully, we have reached more people during this time than any other time in history due to our digital platform. The gospel is still being preached. The life groups, children's ministry, student ministry are still gathering online. As we all know, we are a do life together church. And we cannot help to do life with each other during this quarantine. And because of that, we want our returning back to be cautious. Because as we all know, our weekend and our weekly campus gatherings don't operate well under strict social distancing guidelines. And our gatherings are not conducive to social distancing. And you're probably asking, why? Well, number one, because our kids are a top priority for us. And kids do not know how to social distance. If we were to open up our campus and your kids run out of their, walk with you across the street from your car, when they see their friends, we're not as fast as we think we used to be. They're gonna run right to their friends and they're gonna hug them and be excited to be with them. And at the same time, if I was to be truthful, the biggest kid probably on campus is probably me. And I love to hang out with kids. I love to do this rock, paper, scissors with your kids and give them gum if they win. But at the same time, we want to be cautious and we want to be mindful. And number two, our campus is designed around building family. And our family environment is hard when we are distant from people because one of our values is friend to family. And what that means is we are a family engaging church with hugs, high fives, and getting to know new people is just who we are. But ultimately, we want to be safe, courteous to all during this time.
We also don't want to rush into reentry to campus life and hurt our reputation and our witness with our neighbors and our communities. We want to honor our community, state, and national leaders with a cooperative spirit according to Romans 13:1. Where we're called to submit to governing authorities that God has put over us. Our goal is still to continue to serve our community as best we can within safe, healthy limits. Now, resuming on-campus weekend services too soon could do three things. First, it could turn off the unchurched in our community to the goodness of the church and confirm to them we're out of touch, uncaring, and unresponsive to the needs of this world. Secondly, it could turn off those who we reached online through the COVID-19 crisis who say, I want to come to that church. But they would show up and be turned off by the distancing and health restrictions, which would make the church seem a little weird for them. And that's not a risk we want to take. Third, we don't want to turn off you who are excited about coming back. I know many people are excited about coming back. But if you come back and have a bad experience for the first time you come back because it's not like your old Knott Avenue, you're not going to want fear to frustration. All you have to do is turn on the TV to see the protests and frustrations around the country. There are many of us that are wishing our campus wasn't closed, and we want to get back together as soon as we can. But we will continue to communicate with you until that time, all that God is doing and is still doing our church family. We also want to let you know what's going on in our church and the reasons behind it as we make important decisions as we move forward in the church. Another big point is that any plans that we make as a church now need to remain fluid because things change each week, don't they? But we're going to remain faithful and flexible. Man, if there's anything we learn in this crisis is that things change. Things change in our own household, in the government, in the world. So at this church, we're going to be changing methods, but we're not going to change our allegiance to Jesus Christ.
We want these values and principles to guide and direct our decisions. So in light of that, here's our current plan to return to campus in 3 phases. Phase 1 is our current state of online ministry through Facebook and YouTube services, daily word of encouragement videos, virtual small groups, Instagram and YouTube student ministry, and kids Bible story videos and materials available online. We also want to continue to actively seek out opportunities to make a difference locally and globally. Phase 2, as social distancing restrictions ease, we want to encourage life groups to regather in living rooms. Invite friends and family to come over and enjoy a Sunday service online in your living room. We will also begin exploring some smaller events with some restrictions for safety that we can do on campus. And phase 3, when we are able and we feel that we can offer an experience on campus that is better than what we are currently offering online, we will resume on-campus worship service experiences. And even when we do return to campus, we're going to continue to offer online services, some aspects of our online student ministry, and small groups either in person or virtual, and local and global outreach opportunities. We want you to know that we value every person who is a part of our church family, whether you join us in person or online. We know there are some people out there who are in a high-risk category due to age or health or a job that exposes you to people who may have COVID-19, or maybe are just hesitant to jump back into large public gatherings, that we want to stay connected with you and continue to offer ways for you to engage in church family life. And with church family life, here are a couple things that we have to announce that are coming up. The first thing is that we've been doing Pray Through May, and we want to end that Pray Through May time with a live drive-in worship night on Sunday, May 31st. We want you to register for that so that we can know who's coming. We can be prepared for those of you who want to join us for that. So we would love to offer you to go to kacc.church to register for that worship night, and you'll get some more information about that. Also, on Friday, June 12th, we're going to offer an online live YouTube comedy event with our good friend Carlos Oscar. So we would love for you to join us for those 2 upcoming events, and stay tuned with us as we develop more plans for the summer. And we also have an update on our lead pastor search, and we'll give you that right now.
Church family, as you know, we are searching for a lead pastor. And that's full steam ahead. Our elders met last night, and they have received 8 candidates. So that process has begun. So please continue to pray for them, and continue to pray for that man that God has already called to be here, that he would get that validation, our elders would get that validation, and us as a staff would get that validation. So please continue to pray for that process. Church family, we love you, we miss you, and we hope to see you soon.